Big Blue. Stop right now. MetLife Stadium just exploded with breaking news, and one single number is sending shockwaves through the entire NFC East. 4 years and $130 million. An old-school discipline storm is slamming into training camp. A superstar receiver avoids the PUP list in a massive injury twist. And a crosstown blockbuster trade target could give Big Blue the most terrifying receiver duo in the entire NFL. Insiders warned us this summer would be pure chaos under head coach John Harbaugh. And here is your first payoff. That explosive receiver who just cleared medical checkups, he missed almost all of last season with a brutal ACL injury. But he is reporting to camp completely free of restrictions. If you bleed blue, white, and red and want to destroy the Cowboys this year, hit like and subscribe right now. We start with the old-school warning surrounding John Harbaugh that has East Rutherford shaking. Stay locked, because the double cliffhanger at the end will redefine the NFC East power balance. A move 3 years in the making, and the front office brought in a proven champion to fix the culture in East Rutherford. Sources inside the building say the standard has changed overnight. But a national insider warning has everyone asking the exact same question. The identity everyone's asking about? Head coach John Harbaugh. And the locker room is about to feel the full weight of his legendary approach. ESPN insider Jordan Raanan dropped a bombshell report warning that Harbaugh's old-school coaching style could create immediate friction with players accustomed to softer regimes. Harbaugh brings 18 seasons of head coaching prestige, a Super Bowl ring, and a strict old-school military mindset to a franchise desperate for discipline. Raanan highlighted that Harbaugh runs one of the most grueling, intense training camps in the entire league, filled with heavy workload reps, relentless conditioning, and physical practices. With new offensive and defensive schemes being installed, analysts warn that the transition might look ugly early on. Harbaugh was brought in specifically to develop young quarterback Jackson Dart and transform this offense into an execution machine. But how will modern players respond when the intensity spikes at camp? To understand why this old-school approach is causing such a massive stir, you have to look at how training camp is being structured. Under previous regimes, the Giants rarely held padded practices back-to-back, prioritizing recovery over raw physical repetition. John Harbaugh is completely flipping that script. Former players under Harbaugh in Baltimore have gone on record describing his practices as non-stop battlegrounds, where every single starter is expected to do high-intensity one-on-one drills even into the final weeks of the regular season. For a young core led by Jackson Dart, this means zero shortcuts. Harbaugh believes that true mental toughness and execution can only be forged under extreme physical strain. The coaching staff is installing complex read option packages and physical downhill run schemes, demanding absolute perfection from the offensive line. If a tackle misses an assignment or a wide receiver runs a sloppy route, the entire unit is repeating the rep until it is executed flawlessly. This high-pressure environment is designed to eliminate pre-snap penalties and late-game meltdowns, which have plagued Big Blue for years. Furthermore, veteran leaders in the locker room are already being called upon to hold younger players accountable during these brutal conditioning sessions. When temperature and fatigue peak during afternoon practices, Harbaugh expects the veterans to push the standard rather than ask for reps off. This creates an intense crucible where depth charts are decided by physical endurance and mental fortitude rather than pure pre-draft hype. Players who cannot survive the workload will simply be replaced by hungrier reserves. The physical toll of an 18-game season starting with a brutal summer camp raises valid concerns about player fatigue and early season chemistry. If the locker room buys into Harbaugh's old-school grit, the Giants will become the most physical team in the division. But if the players push back against the intense workload, the media spotlight in New York will explode. Do you think John Harbaugh's old-school discipline is exactly what this team needs, or will it backfire? Drop your thoughts below. Smash that like button if you want to see a tougher, more physical Giants team this season. But while the head coach turns up the heat at camp, a massive medical update just hit the wide receiver room that changes everything for Jackson Dart. Whispers turned into footsteps, and the medical staff just delivered the news every single Giants fan was praying to hear. The name, Malik Neighbors. The superstar wideout officially avoided the PUP list as training camp opens, confirming he is cleared and ready to practice. Neighbors suffered a devastating ACL tear back in Week 4 of last season, a brutal injury that required a complex second surgical procedure during his recovery. Throughout the entire spring, local media doubted whether Neighbors would even be ready for the start of training camp, let alone Week 1. Seeing his name missing from the PUP list is a massive victory for Big Blue. Neighbors isn't just a piece of this offense, he is the electric heart and soul of the passing attack. Before going down last year, he caught 18 passes for 271 yards and 2 touchdowns in under 4 games. That came right after an incredible rookie campaign where he dominated the league with 109 receptions for 1,204 yards and 7 touchdowns, earning a Pro Bowl selection. With Wan'Dale Robinson leaving in free agency, the front office brought in veterans like Calvin Austin, Darnell Mooney, and Juju Smith-Schuster on prove-it deals to provide depth. But make no mistake, this offense only reaches orbit if Malik Nabers is at 100%. The return of Malik Nabers completely redefines what quarterback Jackson Dart can accomplish in his crucial second year. During the second half of last season, Dart was forced to operate behind a makeshift offense without his top 2 playmakers, as running back Cam Scotabo also went down with a season-ending ankle injury in Week 8. Scotabo is now back and attempting backflips in training camp, while Nabers gives Dart an elite, game-changing wide receiver 1. Having a receiver of Nabers' caliber on the field completely alters how defensive coordinators draft their game plans against New York. Safety help must constantly shade to his side of the field, opening up massive passing lanes over the middle for tight ends and single coverage opportunities for depth wideouts like Darnell Mooney and Calvin Austin. Nabers possesses elite route running precision and rare post-catch acceleration, converting simple 5-yard slant routes into house-call touchdowns. What makes his return even more paramount is how it elevates Jackson Dart's pre-snap processing. With Nabers on the field, Dart can quickly identify coverage shells because defenses simply cannot hide how they plan to bracket a top-tier receiver. If safety help drops over the top, Dart can instantly check down to Scotabo out of the backfield or exploit one-on-one isolations on the boundary. This eliminates quarterback hesitation, allowing Dart to get the ball out of his hands in under 2.5 seconds behind an offensive line still gelling under a new system. However, coming off a double ACL surgery means the coaching staff must manage his practice reps carefully during Harbaugh's grueling camp. Pushing him too hard too soon could lead to soft tissue setbacks. John Harbaugh and offensive coordinator Matt Nagy know they need a fully healthy Nabers for 17 games. If Nabers maintains his pre-injury speed and pairs with Scadabo's physical running style, Jackson Dart will have one of the most dynamic young weapon pods in the NFC. Is Malik Nabers already a top 10 receiver in the NFL when healthy? Tell me where you rank him in the comments. Hit that like button right now if you are hyped to see Nabers back in uniform. But as Big Blue celebrates this clean bill of health, a rumor from across town suggests the Giants could be positioning themselves for a blockbuster trade that would shake the entire league. Scouts called it calculated violence on the field, and a national media prediction just linked Big Blue to one of the most explosive wide receivers in football. The question wasn't if the player is talented, but when his frustration with his current team will finally boil over. The identity everyone's asking about? Garrett Wilson, and Bleacher Report analyst Gary Davenport predicts he could soon demand a trade out of the New York Jets. Imagine pairing Garrett Wilson directly alongside Malik Nabers in John Harbaugh's new offense. It sounds like a video game fantasy, but the financial mechanics of Wilson's 4-year, $130 million contract extension make a trade surprisingly realistic. The Jets structured Wilson's deal with just $13.75 million in signing bonus money, giving them maximum flexibility to trade him without crippling dead cap penalties. If the Giants were to target Wilson ahead of the 2027 season, they would absorb manageable cap hits of $24.5 million in 2027, scaling up to $32.5 million by 2030. Wilson is just 25 years old and already has 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons under his belt, accumulating 315 catches and 3,600 yards despite playing through total quarterback chaos in Florham Park. When you look at what a wide receiver duo of Malik Nabers and Garrett Wilson would look like, it is nightmare fuel for secondary coaches across the league. Both Nabers and Wilson share an extraordinary rare trait. They produced elite, top-tier statistical seasons while playing with bottom-tier volatile quarterback play. Wilson has caught passes from 9 different starting quarterbacks in 4 years, including Zach Wilson, Trevor Siemian, Joe Flacco, and Tim Boyle. Yet he still dominated defensive backs with elite separation and circus catches. If you place Wilson on the opposite side of Malik Nabers, opposing defenses would literally have to pick their poison on every 3rd down. Single coverage on either player is a guaranteed lost rep for a cornerback. In modern NFL offenses, having 2 primary alpha receivers forces defenses into base too high safety looks, which completely neutralizes blitz-heavy defensive coordinators. That dynamic would open massive run lanes for Cam Scotabo while giving Jackson Dart light box counts on early downs. Furthermore, Wilson's ability to win on vertical boundary routes perfectly complements Nabers' ability to destroy defenses in the intermediate slot, creating complete field stretch capability on every single snap. For Jackson Dart, having 2 elite wideouts who excel at winning 50-50 balls and generating yards after the catch would instantly elevate him into the top tier of NFL quarterbacks. The Jets franchise is once again teetering on the edge of instability, and if they stumble through another losing season, Wilson may decide he is unwilling to wait for another rebuild. The Giants have the draft capital and cap structure under Joe Schoen to pull off a crosstown heist. Adding a superstar like Wilson to a core of neighbors, Scotabo and Dart would create the most terrifying, unstoppable offense Big Blue has fielded in over a decade. Would you trade 2 first-round draft picks to pair Garrett Wilson with Malik Neighbors? Drop your trade takes in the comments below. If you want Joe Schoen to make this trade happen, hit that subscribe button right now. 3 stories, 1 clear signal. The New York Giants are executing a high-stakes, ruthless transformation under John Harbaugh. The arrival of Harbaugh's old-school discipline is shaking the foundation of training camp, setting a physical standard that will either forge this team into contenders or push them to the limit. The incredible news that superstar Malik Neighbors avoided the PUP list gives Jackson Dart his ultimate weapon back, pairing perfectly with a healthy Cam Scotabo to ignite this new-look offense. And the looming possibility of a trade for Garrett Wilson proves that the Giants are positioned to build a young, unstoppable powerhouse in the NFC East. Big Blue is done playing soft. The NFC East is up for grabs, and New York is stacking elite talent, championship coaching, and uncompromising toughness. If the players embrace Harbaugh's grueling camp and Neighbors returns to his rookie dominance, the Giants will dominate the line of scrimmage and shock the football world. Here is what I need from Big Blue Nation right now. 1. Smash that like button if you believe John Harbaugh will lead the Giants back to the playoffs. 2. Comment below with your exact win prediction for Big Blue this season. 3. Subscribe to the channel right now because every new subscriber makes Eagles and Cowboys fans lose their minds, and we are taking back the NFC East. But hold on, because the summer drama is reaching a boiling point. Insiders report that an intense heated exchange took place during practice between a veteran starter and the new coaching staff over the heavy practice workload. On top of that, a rival NFC East team is quietly monitoring the Garrett Wilson situation and preparing a rival trade package to steal him away. Which domino falls first in New York? The next headline drops soon. Hit subscribe, stay locked, and let's make the NFC East bleed blue. See you in the next war.